What's up, Queens? It's your girl Tony back again with another video. So today I'm going to do a tutorial as quick as possible, okay? Bear with me, on the difference between cut and print and cut, because it seems as though there are a lot of people out there that don't understand the difference. So this is very important when uploading your photos. So let's get started. I Googled what pretty heart, and I'm going to pretty much upload this picture into Design Space, and I'll show you the difference between cut and print cut. So I'm going to go ahead and save it to my computer, and then I'm going to upload it into Design Space. Okay, and where is our heart? There it is. Alright, so this one is a good one because it comes with no background, whereas you will know if it has a background because all of this around it will be white, and you'll have to clear it when we go to the next screen. This checkered pink and white indicates transparency, so there's no background to clear. Okay, so simple is going to flatten. It's going to take all the color out of it. You would normally use simple if you got like one or two colors, and all that extra work is not necessary. Moderately complex is going to add a little more detail, and then complex is going to keep the picture intact the same way that you uploaded it. Okay, so for this one we're going to keep it complex, and we're going to continue. And since there's nothing to clean up here, we'll just go ahead and get past the screen. And I did another video showing you how to clean up images in Design Space when uploading. So you can just find that video on my YouTube. Okay, so as you can see, we have save as a print, then cut. Save as a print, then cut means I want you to I'm going to send this image to my printer. I'm going to print it out on my printer with whatever material that I'm using, whether it be cardstock or printable HTV or something along those lines, you know, things that you can press on a shirt or put on a mug and you can like Mod Podge over it. Anything that you need to print to observe color, that's when you would use a print and cut. Now, if I saved it as a cut image, that simply means that I'm going to put some vinyl on my mat in whatever color I choose, and then I'm going to load that to my Cricut and let it cut out the shape or the outline. Now, the save as a print then cut is going to do the same thing as far as cutting the outline, but it's going to only, you know, it's going to preserve the picture as is. Okay, so I'm going to save as a print and cut, and save. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload this into my canvas. As you can see to the far right here, there is a little printer button. Okay, this printer button is another indicator that you're going to send this image to your printer and you're going to print it out on whatever material that you want to work with. If you click on this icon, it's going to give you other options. It's going to give it, you can change it into a cut. When I do this, it's going to turn that heart gray like it was on the last screen for the save as a cut file. Okay. When it's like this, you can save it any color you want. I'm going to upload some purple vinyl, and I want you to just cut a heart in a purple vinyl shape. That's pretty much what that's saying. Right? Oh gosh, man, this Cricut is so bad. I'm telling you, you can like put a pen in your Cricut, and if you had words or something that you want written out, it would do it. Score is another concept that I don't really deal with it, but if you wanted to like score or etch something into whatever material you would load it. But in this case, okay, I'm just going to do it as a print. I'm going to save it as a print, and I'm going to go ahead and undo all that I did so we can preserve the color and I can show you the difference. I'm going to duplicate this, okay, and I'm going to turn the other heart into now the heart that I'm working on that's highlighted is dark gray. The one that I'm not working on is light gray. You'll notice that when I click on it, it's going to switch to the other heart, or switch back and forth. So the dark gray is what's selected, in other words. All right, so I'm going to change this heart on purpose. I'm going to change it to a cut. And then I'm going to load, let's see what color vinyl I want to work with. I'll do some, I'll do a purple glitter vinyl. Okay. All right, so on the next screen, we're going to do Make It. All right, so this screen is saying, all right, I'm ready for you to send this image to my printer. And I'm going to hit continue. It's going to recognize your Cricut device, and then that clicking noise, if you just heard that, that's my Cricut getting ready. All right, so I'm gonna stop at this point. I'm gonna cut to the showing you guys how it actually sends it to the printer and what it does. Okay.
All right, so at this point we are ready to print, and I'm going to show you how the image populates on the paper with this little black box around it, and I'll show you why. But first, let's talk about printable HTV. So I love the Jolie's brand printable HTV for dark fabric. As you can see, it says for dark fabric. For dark fabric, you do not have to mirror. Okay, I'm going to say that again. For dark fabric, you don't have to mirror the image. Okay, now when you get the paper, you'll know that it's for dark fabric because it'll have these two blue lines on the back side. If these lines were yellow, you would have to mirror the image and press the image onto the shirt. But we're not going to go there, because I'm going to tell you now, I never ever use for light fabric. I use for dark fabric on whatever color I want to, fabric that I want to, regardless. So I'm just gonna put this paper in my printer, and because I want to show, this part is very important. I want to show you guys how it actually comes out. So got my paper loaded, and we're going to send this image to the printer. All right, so it prints this black box around it, and I'll show you the function of that black box in a second. And then I'm going to select bleed. Bleed means that it's going to add like a little perimeter to my image, a blurred perimeter around my image. And I like to use bleed because if my Cricut doesn't cut exactly how I want it to cut around the image, like if it's not as clean as I want, it won't mess up the image itself. So I find myself sometimes going around the image with scissors just to clean it up how I like. So I'm going to go ahead and send it to my printer. My printer is pretty fast, so all right, so we have our heart. Okay, so the next step is going to be loading this piece of paper to my mat. So I've got my piece of paper loaded to my mat, and I'm going to put this inside of my Cricut. I'm going to load it. Now look at that. Let's unload it. I need to clean my mat. Don't judge me. I'll load it again. There we go. All right. And then I have the dial set to paper. And it's going to, you're going to see a little light come on, and it's going to read it. It's going to read it. So right now the Cricut is measuring the outer perimeter, and that black box is a guide. So next, I'm going to show you, it's important to show you how this paper works. Let me see, is my heart good? All right. Now my Cricut, I'm gonna tell you, has some issues. It does. It has some issues, but as far as like sometimes the perimeter is a little off. All right, so I like to catch the edge of it just to raise it, and there we go. And there you have it. Okay, so this is like a little sticker. The back side of it is sticky, or not sticky but shiny rather, and when you put this you would lay this on the shirt and press it with your iron. And this is print and cut. All right, so I'm gonna pause for a second and I'm gonna skip to the next phase. All right, so now I have like a little scrap piece of vinyl, purple glitter vinyl, loaded to my mat. And actually I'm gonna take this off so I can show you guys. See, this is well, I'm not gonna take it all the way off, but this is the front side. So when you are cutting HTV specifically, you want to mirror your images, because this shiny side is a carrier paper that you will weed or peel off once you press it onto your shirt. Okay, so I have this loaded, and I'm gonna load it into Cricut. I'm working with one hand here, ladies, so bear with me. All right, so it's loaded, and I'm going to change the dial to custom. Now, right now, my screen, let me show you this. My screen is set to print this one now. It already printed this, and I showed you how to do that. So now it's going to print this one. And if these were words, I would change this edit to mirror. Okay, and it will flip it. You have to mirror words, okay? But in this case, it doesn't matter, because this is a shape that is symmetrical on both sides, and it looks the same either way you mirror it or not. So I'm just gonna send this now. Hit my Cricut is ready to take it, so I'm just going to change it to custom. And now Cricut is asking, hey, what material are you cutting? So I'm gonna go ahead and click glitter iron on, because I have it saved in as my favorites. And I'm going to keep the pressure default. So this is saying, okay, I want more pressure, or I want a little bit less pressure on the blade when you cut my material. It just depends. It's it's just based on your preference, or what you're actually printing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let my Cricut cut this. All right, unload it, and I'm going to pause for a second so I can cut this, because I am working with one hand. I'm no cameraman by no means. I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to show you the weeding process. Now, y'all, I'm gonna try to weed this with one hand. I'm pretty sure I can do it, because it's just a little thing, but I like to try to get it from the corner, and then just tear away the excess. All right, and you're left with your heart. Now we can go ahead and continue from here with pressing it on the shirt. All right, so I got a little project shirt here. It's inside out, but don't mind that, because I'm just using it for this video. So I just want to show you guys the difference between the print and cut heart and a vinyl heart. Okay. The print and cut doesn't need a whole lot of time as far as the iron is concerned or heat is concerned. You just would cover it with something. Now this paper here comes with the Jolie HTV. And just press it and work it and there you have it for your heart. And sometimes I go back. I like to let it air out a little bit, so the heat's not contained and I don't burn my image, because you can burn it if you apply too much heat for too long. You can burn the image and mess it up. All right. And then here's our glitter heart that we cut. Press that in place. Cover that as well. And of course, this is going to take longer to press. You want to add steady pressure. Now this is hot. This plastic sheet is hot. All right. And as you see, I just peeled the carrier paper away. And sometimes I like to play with the edges at times just to see how well it took. And then once I peel it off, I go back over it again. All right. And there you have it. The difference between print and cut and cut. This is save as a print and cut. This is save as a cut. I hope this helps someone. Love you guys.